Good morning, everybody. I feel like shit. I have just done my wake up, feel like shit for 2 hours routine. The last thing in the world I want to do is go out. The last thing in the world I ever want to do is go out, but I'm doing this. I'm doing this going out once a day because I need it for my mental health. And today, I'm going to go. See that mountain there? That's where we're going to go. And that looks like a tiny, tiny little mountain. And it's not a tiny little mountain at all. So I look forward to driving up there. I haven't driven up there in 5 years. I haven't done a lot in about 5 years. So it's called Mount Donabuang, and that's where we're going. Now look, this is Australia. Are we even summer yet? No, we're a couple of days away from summer. There was snow on that mountain 3 days ago, which is pretty crazy. So it'll be interesting to see what it's like up there now. So I'm gonna just get ready. I've just run a bath so I can just get myself going. And then I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go up a mountain as my day out thing. I'm just laying here trying to get the energy to have a bath. And I just wanted to say that as much as I hate looking at my face in a camera, I will never, ever use a filter. I fully refuse to do that in any way. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna do this.
Welcome to Eco Car Wash. Please select a car wash by passing. Please select a payment method or insert bill through the bill acceptor. You may also pay using your contactless card or mobile phone via Apple Pay, Android Pay, or Google Wallet. You are now ready to
Oh, this is some ASMR. Cool. So my car's filthy, and I decided that I want a clean car. So on my way out, I decided to wash my car, which is the first time. Well, I'm not washing my car, clearly. Some robot is washing my car, but it's being washed. That is the point. I hope it's the one with the coloured wax. Oh, actually, I don't think I paid enough to get wax. I think I paid enough. I paid $16.50 for a basic car wash in Australia. It's insane. ranges in the background. They're so big. The cameras never do things justice, do they? And I just can't shift it because it's balancing. It is being held in place with blue tack, chewing gum, a bee, a McDonald's toy bee, that is, and a whole bunch of stuff. So I'll work something better out for the future. So now we're driving into Warburton, which is my community. It's about 70 kilometres east of Melbourne. So if you leave the city and you drive through a whole lot of suburbia, you eventually come to the Yarra Valley, and there's a lot of, it used to be there used to be a sawmill, and it used to be what do you call it? Like they claimed wood, and they chopped the wood up, and then they sent the wood off to be whatever wood becomes when it's not a tree anymore. So for that reason, we used to have our own train line that went straight to Lilydale. That has since been taken down and turned into a bike track. So now the only way you can get here is by car or by bus. And what that has always done for Warburton is mean that it's affordable. I'm a massive hippie, and my community lives out here, and we could afford to live out here and buy out here as young parents or young single people, because properties weren't worth that much because it's so far from the city. Whereas now it's been discovered, unfortunately, thanks to various television shows. And look, don't get me wrong, tourism is great, but we've got some issues with it all that I will not go into in this video. I'm really enjoying, as shit as my videos may be, or as only won't interest a great number of people, I'm enjoying the learning of the technology, even though I'm balancing it with chewing gum and bumblebees, because I avoid doing anything with technology because I find it really hard. So sort of forcing myself to do one thing a day and video something like this is good. It's making me learn a bit. I've still got a lot to learn, and maybe I will get there, we'll see. So while I'm driving, we're about to head up the mountain. I'm going to talk to you a bit about what's going on with my health, which is the main reason why I started making these videos. Because I have been so dreadfully unwell that it's just taken my life. You know, I've got the most amazing community and the most amazing friends, and I don't have the energy for any of them, and I haven't for a while. So I'm gonna, my health situation is a bit complex, which is why I just, part of the reason why I avoid people is because they ask, how are you? And I can't deal with that question at the moment because I'm shit. I'm the same shit as I was last week, that I was the week before, that I was 6 months ago. Now we're about to turn up Mount Donabuting. So I've got a few things wrong with me. Look out, duckies. Get off the road, you've got the whole sky. There's lots of little baby ducks around here too. They're always crossing the roads, so locals know to just let them pass. They're very cute. So basically, I was diagnosed with juvenile onset rheumatoid arthritis when I was 2. It was severe. It was back when there was no treatment for rheumatoid arthritis. I think, actually, no, I think it's this way. We'll find out. So basically what rheumatoid arthritis does is it is your body's immune system attacking your joints instead of the cartilage of your joints, actually, instead of as though it were a foreign body or some kind of a disease. So I have a whole host of disabilities in my body that I acquired by having rheumatoid arthritis whilst I was growing. As in, I've had a total knee replacement on my right knee, and I got that when I was 16 because my leg was permanently fused at a 90-degree angle. All of my wrists and fingers and joints all over my body are deformed in ways that you probably won't notice it necessarily when I'm doing videos, but I can point them out to you and I will. So I'm basically a poster child for why you do medicate rheumatoid arthritis. Whenever I go to the hospital, they call in like the students to go, can we show them what it looks like? Because these days there are incredible treatments for it. So when I got incredibly sick 5 years ago, it got me on the path to getting approved for a biologic medication, which changed my life. So it cannot undo the damage that was done, but it does prevent further damage. The medication took 3 years to get approved for. It nearly killed me. I was so sick. Because it costs $150,000 a year to have me on it. So to get it PBS approved, unless you're a millionaire, people walking up the hill, it'd be so nice to have your house just here and be able to do this walk. Not that I'd do it, but it looks lovely. So my rheumatoid arthritis is treated, however I have lots of issues with it still because of the damage that was done. I also have, and this was my sort of giving me a lot of grief the last 6 months, was endometriosis. I have seriously bad endometriosis, and it sorry for the too much information, but it causes me to bleed excessively, and in fact for the last 6 months. So I've ended up severely anemic whilst I'm waiting to have surgery to fix it. So I've had many infusions. I'm starting to feel a little better, but this process actually discovered what my main problem is now. Because they were about to do an anesthetic, they needed to check everything, and it was discovered that not only do I have a congenital heart defect that I never knew about, but it is at the stage where it requires urgent surgery. So they're going to put a replacement valve in my heart. I'm 49, just found out that this is what, because look, I can treat my rheumatoid arthritis, I can treat my pain from endometriosis. There's always still been something wrong in terms of I just don't have the energy to participate in life or do anything really. And it was my heart all along. Don't get me started about medical gaslighting. I've brought my heart up to, since I was a kid, I got pain in my heart, which is the only sign of my disease, by the way. And every doctor not only dismissed it, but laughed it off as it's not your heart that you're feeling. It's like I kind of know what my heart is. I kind of know where it is. I know what it feels like when it is beating and hurting with the beats. Don't try to tell me. Anyway, they did try to tell me. And lo and behold, here I am being diagnosed with a heart defect that was there all along. The only symptom being heart pain. So our medical system is hard. It's good if you've got cancer or you need a sudden heart transplant, but with chronic stuff it's grueling, and I've lost years on it. So I get my angiogram on Monday where they give me a sedative and they send a camera into my veins, into my heart, so that they can work out how bad things are, what size valves they need, and all of that stuff. And then from there, I'm given my surgery date. I'm going to have open heart surgery to replace my valve. And I'm told that this could be life-changing for me. I mean, this is it. This is what has been not right with me trying to tell doctors that I'm not right. It got to the point where I couldn't tell any more doctors that. Yet here we are, I need an anaesthetic, and lo and behold, we find out what it was. And I would have had this forever, but what happens is, because bicuspid means I've got only 2 valves in my aorta instead of 3. They don't work properly, they wear out, and usually around my age, people discover that they have bicuspid aortic valve disease. It is what would have killed my granddad. He dropped dead playing golf. And these days, as long as you know about it, you can live for a long time. You just need to get your valve replaced. And I'll possibly need to get it done a few times because I'm young. Which is why they're doing open heart surgery. If I was 65, they would have gone in through a vein to do this, but because I'm young and I'm going to need it done again and again, you can't continue to use the vein route, and that route is better when you are older. So that's a bit shit, but that's okay. I will have a scar. I don't care about scars, but I am going to use it as an excuse to get a tattoo, because why not? I've got to be almost there. You can often see lyrebirds running across the road. They look like little road runners. But clearly there's not going to be any snow. It's a beautiful day. So what we're going to do, and it's going to kill me, but I'm going to do it. This is what I've had in mind for me because of the physical challenge of it. We're going to climb. I'm going to climb the tower and show you the view from it. It's amazing when it's snowing to do it, but it's just so beautiful anyway, regardless of what time of year it is. Alright, I remember now. So we're coming up to, if you did come as a kid in a bus with school, this is where you would have parked, and I am going to, I don't know why the hell I'm using my indicator. I'm the only car here. I'm going to drive right up so you can see it. Without moving my iPad because I'm lazy. Now stuff it. I'm going to move the iPad. Alright, so this little, and listen, surrounding is just so hard to do it justice on any kind of anything. I do know someone who could do it justice, and I will get him to do that one day. All right. So this is just spring water. It is the most beautiful, clean, lovely water that comes straight from the mountain.
So you can imagine how much all of the hippies love it and get it and drink this daily. I probably should be doing the same. So this is the last little car park before we summit. Sounds like I'm climbing and actually doing something, doesn't it? We're summiting in my Forester. Oh man, it is seriously about 10 degrees colder up here. All right, let's go to the tower. God, kids are such idiots. See all the rubber? I don't know if you can see all of the rubber pieces on the road. They're everywhere, along with the tire marks. Idiots come up here and destroy their tires for fun, apparently. Apparently that's fun. It's gotta be a teenage boy thing. Look at the train tracks. Look at the tracks. That is so friggin' dangerous. I can't believe people. I'm so old-fashioned now. I get on my high horse now that I'm 49. My ears are popping. I can't go up this mountain in any position other than driving. Otherwise, I get sick. I get everything sick, actually. I get car sick, train sick, bus sick, boat sick. Just sick for the sake of being sick. Whenever I drink alcohol, I'm sick for days. One of my best mates in the world, who I haven't seen for a very long time, wrote a song about me, and it's 17 verses long because he's neurodivergent, and it's called "Why Does Nikki Always Spew?" And he's right, I do. My body's a sensitive thing. I think we're here. Saying that for half an hour, but I think, oh, summit, which one? It's got two ways. Let's go with the up. I'm assuming summiting must be the up route. I feel like I've done something very athletic. Getting in the bath and into my car and was athletic for me. I might look a lot weller than I am, and that's for a reason. It's because I put fake tan on my face every day, because I am sick of people asking what's wrong with me and telling me I look unwell. So I never got into makeup or anything like that, fake tans, anything, until I got really sick. Until I started having people look at me when I'm out in the world and ask if I'm okay, all the time, and I wasn't. So that's why I do the fake tan thing. I literally just put it on my face with my moisturizer each day. It just makes me look more alive. If I've been up here when there's no snow. This is awesome with no snow. Now, that's what we're going up. So, where can I park? This is going to kill me. A real symptom of my heart disease is I cannot incline. I cannot walk up hills, upstairs. It's very difficult for me. So this is a mega challenge, and I will be able to do it, but I just might be loud while I'm doing it. All right, let's do it. Man, it's really high. There's a baby crying up there. Can't say I blame him. All right, let's do this. One. Guys, this is going to take a long while. Let me acclimatize. Whoa. Look at this. I'm already dying. I don't know if you can tell. Hey. See, this is the symptom that I've had. Inability to exercise or do much. Wow. Beautiful shadow of the structure I'm climbing. I'm almost there, but I'm really struggling. All right, I'm literally 5 steps from the top and I'm half dead, but I did it. And let me show you the view. Pretty high up. Just try not to get the guy in it. Alright, it seems that coming down's epic too. And I've decided that it should be like, you know, what's that book? The Magic Faraway Tree, where you climb up, but then you slide down. And that would be cool. That would be so cool. I'm such a child. Beautiful little mosses. I don't know if the camera can get them. So pretty. That was epic. It was only little, really, but it was really good for me, and I'm glad I did it. And now I'm really thirsty, and I need to go to the toilet. So let's do that. Well, let me do that. So I'm almost at the bottom, and that was awesome for a million different reasons. Because what I would ordinarily have been doing would be sitting in my bed watching some shit. The one good thing actually I can say about being isolated with my health, I tend to want to learn stuff. So the things that I tend to seek out online, although very hermitish and my energy is limited, so I'm not doing a lot, but I do tend to learn. Like I do tend to, I'm interested in everything, and so I do a lot of learning whilst I'm stuck at home, is what I'm trying to say. And that one little expedition, oh my god, it is so beautiful here. Hang on, I'm gonna have to flip it. Sorry guys, it's really beautiful ahead of me at the moment. My iPad can't capture it. I need a different system. Oh, look at the tree ferns. I mean, they just, yeah, love it. Love the native Aussie bush. Just stopped here on the way home because I want to show you something interesting, and I'll tell you a full story about it another time. But see that house there? Someone has put like they've moved a weatherboard house to the block, and so they're in the middle of making a home. So, 12 months ago, I was asleep in that home. It was a beautiful double-story, you know, fully rendered concrete with a balcony that went all around it. And I was buying it. I was renting it, but I was about to buy it. Now 6 hours, and I'm shitting you not, this is a true story. 6 hours before settlement, I woke up to my dog digging me in the chest with his nails, and it was 2:30 a.m. and I woke to find myself surrounded by fire. Like literally, the house had already burnt through 3/4 of it, and it was currently burning into my bedroom. I literally had time to run down the stairs, the burning stairs, I might add. So I got out, and then it occurred to me that my cats were still inside, and I did the one thing that everything you've ever taught about fire, I did the opposite. So rather than getting down low and going, I went back up the stairs into the fire, and I remember the very inhalation that winded me up in an induced coma in the intensive care burns unit in the city. So what had happened was an electrical fire had broken out 6 hours before settlement, burnt my house to the ground, hospitalized me. So all of a sudden, my house was about to settle, right? That's a big deal. You've got to be present for that. You're buying a house. But I just woke up 4 days later in the intensive care unit to find out that the house was gone, that I was alive, and that there's no sale happening anymore because there's no house to buy. So because it was an electrical fire that nearly killed me, thank God my daughter was staying at a friend's house that night, and my housemate was at her boyfriend's place. So it was just me and the animals. 13 fire trucks, raging inferno. I'll show you photos of it at some stage. So thank God I got my deposit back. I spent 3.5 weeks in the Alfred. What I had done, well, one, I'd burnt my feet just running down the stairs, and all of my cats had burnt their feet too. We all had burnt feet. I had burnt my airways. So that inhalation of fire burnt all of my airways out, and I was coughing up literally coal black stuff for weeks. But because I was buying a house on my own, and it was the first time I've ever done that, I was on a real time constraint. Suddenly I had to get discharged from being in a burns unit to house hunting. I had 30 days. My loan was still valid for another 30 days. I had to use that same loan because suddenly my income, I was in the hospital, the income, I had to use the loan I'd been approved for. So that had to take place within 30 days. So I went from dreadful airway burns, pneumonia, the whole fucking yard, to house shopping quickly. Because I'm on a time limit. There are absolutely zero rentals in the Yarra Valley. They are all Airbnbs now. Don't get me started on that. So, while I was a shell of myself, lost everything I owned, everything my daughter owned, just grateful to be alive, and also to have all my animals survive. I do not know how that happened. 3 cats, a dog. Thank God my dog woke me, saved my life. I sleep like a log. So I came out, and I'm just going to quickly show you the house I brought. Okay, it's going to have to be in another video. Hang on. So this is my little house. And what I did was I put in another little house, see the little tiny home on the end? I rent that out to a beautiful girl. And I live in this house with my daughter. And I'm trying to pay a mortgage on my own as a chronically unwell single mum. And that is a whole stress and video within itself. But I just wanted to show you where I live. All right, guys.